what can you collect? What is your claim? Louisiana workers' compensation is limited to 6 sections of benefits. Supplemental earnings benefits are what were called wage differential benefits under the old Louisiana Workers' Compensation Act. We deal with this every day. It is where most of the money that an injured worker that's hurt severely is going to get benefits. It is the section of the Act that works for 520 weeks from the date of injury, or you can get SEB benefits for up to 10 years from the date of injury. So your earning capacity is up here. You get some type of significant injury on your job. You go to medical care. The doctors release you to return to work, but they place work restrictions on you, and you're no longer able to do the job you were doing with an earning capacity up here. So now your earning capacity is down here, and theoretically, because the Act doesn't use real numbers, it uses pretend made-up numbers called residual earning capacity. So whatever your residual earning capacity is, you're supposed to get 2/3 of the difference between what your average monthly wage was when hurt and your new, supposedly, earnings that you are getting. The insurance company gets credit not just for wages you actually earn like they did under the old Act, but they get credit for wages that you could have earned under your residual earning capacity. So it is one of the areas that a lot of battles are fought in workers' compensation. And those battles and SEB benefits are fought with the doctors, the defense advocacy expert doctors, the defendant's vocational rehab doctor, the defendant rehabilitation nurse. They try to send you for these fraudulent exams known as functional capacity evaluations. So a lot of the benefit battles that we fight are SEB benefit battles. Medical benefits was originally supposed to be any medical care that is reasonably necessary for your condition. The Louisiana legislature over the past few years has completely gutted your right to that type of medical care. They have imposed a series of medical guidelines which are very restrictive. There is a procedure now where your physician has to request medical care and get pre-approval. The insurance company can interpose utilization review using out-of-state doctors that aren't even in the same specialty. Your doctor has to take an appeal to the medical director if the care is denied, even tacitly denied with no notice from the insurance company. There's a very short deadline on that. And the legislature has turned your doctor into your lawyer at the medical director stage. So then the last section is supposedly rehabilitation. Well, rehabilitation in the Louisiana Workers' Comp Act is not what you and I think of as rehabilitation. I think of rehabilitation as actually trying to get a worker back to work or retraining a worker. Well, that's not what rehabilitation is. Rehabilitation is simply a section in the Act that gives the employer the additional ability to have an additional expert called a rehabilitation expert, vocational rehabilitation, help defend your case. So those are the 6 sections of the Act. Your relief is very limited. Normally, you're going to work with temporary total disability, supplemental earnings benefits, and medical, and those are the only sections you need to worry about. So you need to have an experienced lawyer that understands how these interrelate. And one last point, you need a lawyer that will advise you if you need to apply for Social Security disability income or not. Most lawyers do not want you to apply for Social Security disability income. Why? Because they're going to make less money. They're going to have to do more work. They're going to have to worry about what's called conditional payments and Medicare set-aside trust. That lawyer is not looking out for your best interest. But that's a subject for another short vignette that we'll do some other time.